Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Age of Wonders Planetfall, where we are slowly but surely learning how not to be terrible at this game. Check this out, I looked right over this before. A lot of the landmarks are pretty obvious, but this one is kind of recessed into the ground. There's a little stadium here. And if we visit it, we can get some morale for our next battle, and then we can actually pay attention to the morale values in combat and see exactly what they're doing for us. So why don't we just go ahead, well, I suppose why don't we end the turn? And then we'll have this army turn around and hit this. We do still need to deal with that quest army just north of us. We should probably have a look at that. You guys, come over here and visit this ancient abandoned stadium, which for some reason gives you a buff. We have a happiness event. Oh good, more energy. Do we need both of the armies to turn around to deal with this? What do we got here? It looks like a tank, an excavator tank. So it's the damage numbers on that are pretty high, and also it has 60 health. This feels like these guys, yeah, looking at their damage values, this feels like a thing where maybe we want to bring the whole force. Let's not try to do this halfway. Probably not a lot of sense in moving this army since we want these guys to go together anyway. So why don't we just go ahead and pass the turn there. Alright, we learned about forest exploitation, and then the question rises. Now what? Now what, smart guy? Now what do we do? Cosmite growth chambers. I do love Cosmite. We didn't pick up the earlier Cosmite building. Maybe we should do that. Because we're starting to build more expensive units. We're starting to need Cosmite more. Can I queue stuff? It looks like no. Oh, maybe. Okay. Yeah. That's obviously not the way that I would want to... Hold on. Hold on. This is a little unintuitive. So click research on something. Then shift click on this thing. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Get me a couple of buildings that can produce Cosmite. I think we're going to need it. Dvorneth could pick up another sector. That's a real later kind of problem. What is this? Oh, it's just a pickup. It's not a building. What is this? A research station. Okay, it would be cool if this was the next one, I guess. We're headed in the wrong direction. We'll get there. Alright, prime me up some stuff. We did this. Oh, the monitor's ready to go now. We had resources built up already. I said we're just going to keep exploring until we actually find where my enemies are. We're going to kill them. We're going to have to know that information. And you guys... I don't know if you can really do a whole lot. I think we're still just kind of sitting around playing defense. Oh, we do need to pick up new sectors, right? Yeah, we could pick up another sector here, and then we're not that far from being able to... Oh no, we can pick up another one here too. Okay, well that's what these guys can do. They can expand for us a little bit. So what looks promising? What actually has interesting landmarks? The wilds over here have a power plant. Okay, I guess. We certainly don't need more power. That's not the problem we're having, but go get it. Alright, you guys were supposed to come and join this army. Pretty creepy looking. I'm being perfectly honest with you. Try to catch up with those dudes. Okay. So are we producing more units? We're probably producing more units. Actually, because we can get this out in one turn, that unit could totally assist in this battle over here. I know that it's not like a super powerful guy, but it's good to have more bodies. At the very least, you know, more people to absorb damage. An eco-sustainable industry complex. Well, I do love industry. Yeah, I think part of the problem here is that these, because these story missions, these scenario things are not meant to be difficult, especially the early ones, we're kind of getting to play a version of the game where there's no external pressure on us. We can just kind of like, our build doesn't have to be good. We can just kind of dick around and do whatever. And I don't know that I think that's actually a good thing. Romulo of House Zartan wants to join you. Yeah, I mean, we certainly have enough power. Okay, well, it turns out we have a new hero. He can just join up here and lead this army. Let's have a look at this dude. But you know, I just don't think 4X games are particularly fun when they're not challenging. I know that's probably not a universally held opinion. People probably just like to there are definitely some people who just want to like build an empire and spider out all over the terrain, and they like the build up part of it. I like the fighting, the having to fight to survive part, which we are not getting a lot of from these particular adventures. So we have some hardcore elite units. This is heavy ground units. This is light ground units. Are these guys light ground? Because they're big and scary. They are heavy. Okay. So half of our army is heavy ground units, half of it is light ground units, which makes it not super... I mean, we could just take both of these, right? Yeah, we could. It's a 10% damage boost. It's not even really that impressive. Hero has Agile Overwatch. What is that? What is Agile Overwatch? When it enters Overwatch, it is always considered to have full action points regardless of how many it actually has. Oh, that's interesting. I don't think I realized that the number of action points you had mattered for Overwatch. That does seem like a cool skill, actually. We also gain Farsight. I'm just going to go out on a limb here and guess that means that he can see far. The escape module seems extremely good. Definitely want to take that. We are not fighting a lot of mechanical or cyborg units right now. Not on this island, anyway. All units gain +1 shield. That seems like a great use of 4 points, to be perfectly honest with you. And then... I'm thinking we want to just pick up normal damage. Or Overwatch on all primary ranged attacks, which combines well with that other thing that we already took. And then we still have 5 points, so we can still get, like, Ranged Specialist and Deadeye. Seems like he's reasonably powerful now. We do have access to a crystal shotgun. So the weapon he's using right now is a Shield Breacher rifle. Bypasses 4 points of shield, 7 range, 12 damage with the repeating. Honestly, I think I like his gun better than this one. We do have a variety of weapons that we can purchase for him from the shop as well. I think we're going to just stick with the thing I like the thing he has. What about this? What does this do? Okay, it's fine. It's an okay amount of damage. Honestly, let's trade that out for the Arc Bolus. Gaining the ability to maybe immobilize enemies seems powerful. Not that we'll necessarily use it all the time. And then a lot of this stuff can only... Oh, we just don't have the Cosmite. Never mind. I'm going to say maybe it could only be applied to our Kirko units, but the problem is that we can't pay for it. That's why it's all grayed out. Alright, we got our anthropologic research. The growth would love it if we would destroy a quartzite nest. Our roots are ground between twisting rocks. In other places the rocks glow and liquefy, depriving us of our nutrients. How dare they? Turn their nutrients to the soil once again. Through violence. You know, the way you do everything for us. What do I want to do with this guy? I don't know. He's not going to be able to get over here fast enough to participate in the battle, so I'm not going to worry about him right now, I guess. I suppose he could just follow. We do have a unit up there who's going to be able to participate. It's interesting that this, the road... I guess he's a floating unit, right? I was going to say the road doesn't seem to be providing any movement bonus, but he's not actually walking on it, so that's probably got something to do with it. Alright, let's see about this. I feel very strongly about this fish elevator. We have a significant power advantage now. It's a totally safe battle that we are going to fight manually because I want to see all of these weird units in action. Also, I'm curious what a naval battle actually looks like in terms of terrain and stuff. Okay, there's just like floating detritus. That's how you get cover. So what's this up here? Is this dangerous? It takes 6 damage and lose a shield. Okay. That looks explodable. Dealing 15 damage in a 1 hex radius, and this is just cover, I assume? Yeah. Okay. There's also some fog. Boy, this particular terrain looks way more like a hastily set up wargaming table than the other terrain has. So only one of these things actually has a ranged attack, right? Oh no, Ink Glob. It's only one of them doesn't. Okay. So we don't have to be too afraid of him. It looks like he doesn't have a lot of movement. What's the range on my ranged attack? 7. So actually, we can get in range. We're going to have a pretty bad shot, but we have to be a little bit closer to try to mind control people. Yeah, mind control is... Boy, mind control is a strong ability, just in general. Alright, I think I'm gonna run up here. We are not going to bother to take cover with this unit. Oh, this unit can't benefit from cover anyway, that's right. Look, I remember the abilities sometimes. We're just gonna take our really crummy shots here. Alright, he's having an allergic reaction, that's something. This attack does not have an area of effect, right? Yeah, okay, the little, like, puff that comes off of them is purely cosmetic. Would've been cool to hit that. So you can totally benefit from cover, such as the cover provided by these guys. Transcendent just floats over the water. It is neat that, like, hovering type units can participate in the sea battles and stuff. You have pretty much the same abilities, yeah. An Engulfer is just a bigger version of the other flying unit we have, basically. Okay, well let's get over here and do the thing. We're just gonna pick away at this guy, kind of inefficiently. I'm gonna... You know, I was gonna say I'll have this one flank out to the side, but there's not really gonna be any cover to speak of here. We don't need to flank. Maybe the best thing to do is just to go directly toward them. If they get distracted and just shoot at the Unleashed, that's actually probably good for us because it keeps our bigger units out of harm's way, our bigger and more expensive units. And if not, then it's close enough to get lots of melee attacks off. Look at him taking advantage of the cover. And then, and then just doing a terrible job. So they're submerged when they move. I wonder if that's just art, or if it's like not possible to Overwatch attack them. Okay, the Hull Piercer Spike is not terribly interesting. Let's see if he has defense mode Submerge. He ends his turn and goes into defensive mode. Heals a little bit, becomes really hard to hit. But it looks like no, it does not have any particular resistance to opportunity attacks. Okay. Oh, sorry, I'm selecting their guy. I want to select... Can I please select my guy on this hex? No? Really? Next unit. That's crummy. As a way of having to do that, that's crummy. Okay, let's have Adam. I suppose we could have just killed the dude who's in cover over here, but... It's a tough instinct to lose. You know, you always want to be hitting the enemy's range with your melee, right? It's going to take quite a lot of gunk to get through this dude. But I think preventing them from doing the same thing, preventing them from getting their melee into our range, feels like a pretty important move. And we're in movement range of this guy no matter what. If he gets his turn, he's going to get lots of attacks off. Let's just do whatever we gotta to make that not happen. Okay, we can't even get a green attack, so we'll just take this yellow attack. We'll take 2 yellow attacks instead. Okay. Easy enough. It does feel like we're hitting way above expected value. So that's a thing we can be thankful for. And then we might want to do some psionic mending. I'm not 100% sure that this guy's in danger, but just in case. I'm going to move over to here first. Just make sure that they have absolutely no chance of killing off one of our relatively expensive units. These guys seem alright. They seem pretty good. And hey, look at that. For once, we're not going to get outperformed by the auto-resolve. I don't know, the auto-resolve might have ended this with all of my units at full health, to be perfectly honest with you. Let's come over here and rip his armor up real fast. Didn't actually look to see if he had armor beforehand, just kind of assumed he would. Does he have... Okay, he does have melee overwatch. So let's shoot him with everybody else. I guess I should be a little bit more careful firing all these weapons directly into melee. Hey, you know what? Whatever, it worked out. Everything's fine. And look at that, I used a couple of abilities, and that battle kind of, sort of, looked like I knew what I was doing. What does this actually do? I'm not even reading it. Concentrate on a target attempting to induce panic. That seems like it is probably more useful than the 179 energy that we would get for selling it. In large part because anything is more useful than 179 energy. Sorry, anything that isn't just energy itself. Okay, so do we want to... What do we want to build now? We have a fair number of units up here. It probably makes sense to just focus on infrastructure type improvements for the moment. We probably have enough units down here. We probably don't need to do any more of that. I might want to improve my military infrastructure, though. I should probably build production stuff first, right? But we don't necessarily want to have to keep a whole bunch of armies over here. So it's probably a good idea to get that place able to defensively sustain itself as quickly as possible. And we should also be priming this thing all the time. Why should there ever be tiles unrevealed to us, I ask you? Looks like we do not get to fight this turn. Alright, Secto insulted you, not a big surprise. We have some ops rate a lot. Oh, one of our monitoring stations did actually get killed. It's a little bit too late. We don't really need that one anymore, but at least they're trying. Okay, this is something. Aha! Secto, we found him. So he's probably... It might be the case that we could just go due west. This might all be land. We have an unexploited sector. What do I want to do with it? I want to build... Hold on. X is a pre-built water exploitation. Provides resources. Okay. So it is pre-built. It does not, in fact, need to be exploited. So if we go over here to sector production... Ah, here's the problem. Si Tom To is not... Ah, this. We didn't exploit this yet. Plus 5 science for each research and hydro exploitation in the colony. That seems useful. This place is not the... this is not the city that has the existing science exploitation. That probably means we want to just, like... At the top level of this, we get a percentage bonus, so maybe we want to build more research exploitations. Hold on, what is in here? Okay, that adds 5 production, but it's not actually biasing the terrain. This is a fungal forest? Yeah, so science would be okay here. We could just do the science, even though like it's definitely better for it to be food. I don't know that I want Hvith to grow any faster, though. We're not really going to be able to take very good advantage of the amount of population we're talking about here. So I think let's go ahead and specialize that as a science sector. Maybe we get to see some more tech before the end of the mission. All right, you need to just keep running. Looks like you will, in fact, get to catch up in time to participate in the battle. And these guys can just get back in defensive position. Alright, we do have 4 of our sectors here. Okay, we're working on it. We're getting pretty big and sprawling. And we sort of don't, like, we kind of don't even need the amount of land and materials and resources that we're getting now. So I don't know that we're getting a lot of benefit out of continuing to sprawl outward. Hey, we gained a colonist. Okay, dealt with that already. So here in the capital, we produce Cosmite Research Center. Absolutely. Always more Cosmite. You can never have enough. I think we're going to go the same path down here. Like, I wanna get these places productive, get them to produce their own defensive structures, because I don't want to have to leave a lot of armies around here. This looks like a pretty straightforward choice for annexation. Unlocks research xenotech samples. Xenoplague tech is 25% cheaper to research, and all spawned xenoplague units gain 6 life multiplied by their tier, 6 max HP. That's pretty powerful. It's a lot of science and a lot of food. Yeah, okay, we'll get that. We'll take that over. Do we want to manual this? This is pretty safe. We haven't gotten to see these units in combat yet, though. Let's go ahead and fight them. Even though I will probably perform a little bit worse than the auto-resolver. Plus, we get to play with our own... shit, I can't remember what they're called already. Our own human-y units. I want to say colonial. That's not the right... That's the wrong science fiction game. Okay. So, the indentured have a range of 7. But these things are tanks. They have to have ranged attacks, right? They do like to ram people. I'm assuming the ram... Okay, it doesn't explicitly say it. Maybe it can't. But I would think that driving that thing real fast at people would allow you to destroy cover. Looks like it maybe doesn't. The Demolisher Cannon, 200% additional damage to obstacles. Oh, right, you can already just target... Well, okay, that one's indestructible. But you can already just target some obstacles. So I guess you would just target the rams through them. And then he does have a flamethrower as well. It has a 0-tile range. That's interesting. I want to play as these guys next. I think I'd like to experience the madness of the space dwarves. But I think we're going to take our approach a little bit easy here. Okay, so we can fire over this cover. Is there an indication of when an obstacle is something that you can fire over and when it's something you have to fire around and walk around? Because we've seen both types now, but it has not been obvious to me that they were different. Looks like there's not an easy way to tell just by like looking at that. Alright, well this guy's not going to get to do a ton. We do have Disrupting Hack, which might actually matter here. The excavator tank has to be mechanical, right? Yeah. And then they also have this assault bike, which is certainly mechanical. Has that wide field laser array. They have these engineers over here who are wearing just dudes in suits, but do they count as... No, they do not count as mechanical. They do get to heal mechanical... Oh, this is a strategic map thing. Never mind. And what are you? Foreman. Okay. Advanced target recognition. Plus sensor range. So they have hand mortars. They do lots of damage to things in a 1 hex radius. Okay, so we gotta be a little careful with our positioning. Let's try not to get too many people blown up. 1, 2, 3, 4... this tile right here is 6 tiles away from that tank. If I stopped here, I could throw a Disrupting Hack out, but then I'd also get probably ripped up pretty bad. Oh hey, remember we were going to look at morale. So it looks like all the morale is doing is providing us with critical hit chance. So it's valuable, but not like super important. Still, 20% crit chance. Like, valuable is a good way to put it. That seems really useful. We don't want to put ourselves too close together. I think I'm going to have this guy run out here. Just try to get close with our melee guys as fast as possible. And you're just gonna stop moving. Yeah, stuff's slightly out of range. Look, you're cool. Just hunker down behind the cover. The runner probably wants to run. You know, just a feeling I had based on the name. Want to get around the side to a place where we can fire off our flanky pistol. Runners seem really cool. You can actually get close enough to fire and get a good shot and everything. I think we probably ought to do that. It is nice to approach from multiple directions. Do I want an ego rifle? Do I want to... Okay, we can't blurring canister. It's too far away. We could do a shrouded step a little bit further forward, but I don't know that there's actually a lot of value there. I think let's just start applying damage and debuffs. Oh, he resisted my mind break. Okay, 7 range on the spear. The Psi Stones require you to be, like, directly on top of the enemy. I'm comfortable with just running to here. Maybe we run in this way. He's tough enough that he's not going to get blown up by a single round of fire. Actually, maybe that's not true. Their weapons do a lot of damage. Just thinking, I would really like for him to be close enough to be able to do repeating Soul Spear next turn. It's a fair amount of damage, 10 per shot. Yeah, I'm going to run, like, way up. We're just going to rely on the natural toughness of a hero. Okay, and these guys... What's the range on the snapshot? 7? So we could probably, like, run up to here and shadow step forward. I'm just going to take cover. We'll think about shadow stepping them next turn. I'm trying to make sure that I don't put myself in a place where the mortar is able to hit more than one enemy, or more than one of us. I might actually want to shadow step with this guy just to get him into a different forward cover. Oh, except I ran... that was bad. I ran 3 action points worth of running instead of 2. Well, congratulations, you're bait. So it's quite a move up in the organization. I'm sure your parents will be proud of you. Yeah, I just there's not enough cover far enough apart. Well, why don't we... I'm going to put this guy over here. This gives them a place to shoot at for multiple target mortar damage. But I think I'm okay with it. If they want to do that, they'll have to run all the way out of position to get over to us. That might even be bait. I mean, I didn't do it on purpose, obviously. But if I had... it could have been bait. We want the hidden to be relatively close. I mean, this is probably fine. We'll just overwatch. Yeah, and the frenzied just run all the way forward. You guys want to come out here and fight me, you are welcome to do so. Yeah, this is why we researched all of that regeneration, right? An interesting decision to run up adjacent to my units. Uh-oh. Oh no, they've calibrated. Also, that thing is pretty fast. So I'm burning now. I don't know exactly what that means. I mean, I could take a pretty, what I think is a pretty reasonable guess. I feel like we maybe want to turn on the provisional weapon augments. And then this thing does not have melee overwatch on account of it is a tank. So yeah, the strategy of just flooding their targeting worked a little bit there. They couldn't shoot at all of our vulnerable units. Does it make sense to run over here and punch this tank? It does strip some of the armor. It has 5 armor. We gotta get that armor off. Alright, and then he punched the tank. It does make you think, though, of how terrifying those claws really are if we're able to just rip the armor off of a tank with them. These guys made a terrible mistake. This is just a horrible play. Alright, over here they think they got something with their melee Overwatch, but they forget that I am also a melee unit. Oh, we just got a graze. They got to hit back. That's a shame. And their hit back staggered, so we lost an attack. That's really crummy. I probably want to just finish that guy off, because we're not... How much health do you have? 25? We could use a tactical operation to just finish that dude, I suppose. What am I going to do with you? The bike is facing me. I could get Thrax pistol fire on the tank, though. This is definitely a flanking angle for the tank. Or we just run up and gauntlet bash the bike? No, I can't. This guy has no movement. Yeah. We're probably better off just shooting the laser at somebody. We could go for the disrupting hack. It has a 100% hit chance. Yeah. What does that actually do? He's compromised. We compromised the holy hell right out of him. And then what? And then what does that do? Is this... Are we flanking from here? Hold on. I need to know what compromise does before I make this decision. They lose 1 level of stagger resistance and their arc resistance is reduced. Okay, so we would do really a lot of damage to this dude at this point. ASB, should you maybe have looked that up before you fired? Yeah, that's... Yes, you're right on. That's a shame. The pulse repeater's just not going to get enough damage out. I mean, we could get a crit or something. But I think we're probably better off just doing this, because this is a kill straight up. We probably don't really want to move. I guess we could move to here. Get a little bit cleaner of a shot. Reducing that thing's resistance totally did matter. Okay, so we can't fire from here, but we can fire from here. So you can't fire around cover like it's XCOM. You can fire over half cover, but not full cover. Is it really that simple? Is that all it was? Putting the two of them right together like this is definitely opening us up to some flame throwing, but it's also a good way to get the damage in. And then we just like really let him have it. Gotta say, not that impressed with the effectiveness of this tank. Move forward a little bit. It doesn't matter too much that we're not in cover because all the enemies are pretty far away. And then it's like a question of whether we can actually even deal any damage to those other things. If we could hit that guy just a little bit, then we could kill him with the tactical operation. Can I get a green firing indicator? Nope. Alright, I'll take the yellow one then. If one of these hits, we're all set. Okay, both of them hitting maybe even opens us up to not having to spend the tack point. I don't think it matters. I don't think we're terribly likely to use the tack point on anything else. Apparently I just have a 63% here. This thing has so little health, though. I think what I want to do is, like, move to here. We can almost guarantee this hit, right? Yeah, very nearly. And then we have a shot on that guy already. Easy. I'm kind of learning how our units work, sort of. Okay, so now the question, before we end the battle, do I want to throw a tactical heal? You know, we're not burning through these points all that quickly. That said, we also heal very quickly. It probably doesn't matter. We didn't actually end up taking all that much damage. Yeah, I'll just hold on to the point. Maybe we'll need it in another battle somewhere. Those guys are cool, though. We're learning a lot about enemy units this video, which is, I think, a valuable thing. Alright, fresh air once again. Okay, a production happiness event seems like a pretty big deal. Okay, did that. We have an unexploited sector. Can you imagine the audacity of not exploiting all of our sectors? So this would give us more energy, but like, do we need it? Do we need to exploit that for energy? Probably not, but let's do it anyway, I guess. And then additional research income for something. I think I'd rather focus on military research for the moment. Just like learning more about our units is a better way to set up for future games. And then also we definitely want to explore this area down here. And since we did that, we could just reprime this now, not have to worry about pressing the button next turn. You know how stressful it is to press a button. So we are at as many sectors as we can bear here. I guess let's knock these guys out really quickly. That one we can definitely auto. And then... So it's currently... It says it's owned by the Marauder Guard, but they don't seem to have like a structure. It doesn't have a name tag or anything. So I think we can just move in and take it over as soon as we have an extra sector to exploit. As soon as we need exploitation. So you guys just hang out together. Actually, is this a visitable thing? Ooh, plus 50% experience during their next combat. Do that. Gotta keep an eye on the map for stuff that we can visit. Stores full HP to visiting units. I do like the visitable locations. We don't actually need to visit that one right now, so let's save it. This is plus 20% damage. I guess we may as well go grab that. And it does give you something to do with your units who are just kind of like on the back line. You can run around and collect buffs so that they are at maximum readiness for the next time you have to fight a guy. We'll head down here and grab whatever that is. A crashed research ship. Sounds like it's probably full of research, if I had to guess. Okay, Zarai is siphoning energy from us. I don't think I care about that even a tiny little bit. Alright, so we can see their capital. Militia power 490. That's not really that impressive. I think what we want to do pretty much is just go over there and maraud. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, you can have a small amount of my massive supply of useless energy. And we have even more unit types available to us. We probably do not need more ships. A unit called the Tormented seems pretty cool. What about this stuff? What do we have here? Oh yes, that's right. We did totally look at these. I think even more units is the way I want to go. Let's learn about our cool advanced units. And we have more Cosmite income now. We should probably learn how to exploit fungal stuff, right? We have a fungal sector, and it said, hey, maybe you want to exploit this more. It doesn't look like that's one of the options on this tier. Is there a fungal exploitation? Oh, okay. It's quite deep, actually. +1 level to all research and food. Right, it gives us the ability to upgrade the sector level. Your forces will recover 6 health each turn on the world map while in a fungal climate. That's pretty cool. And your colony gains 3 happiness for each fungal sector within the colony's domain. Also pretty cool. Let's focus on research development. I know we don't have as many research sectors as we do food and production, but I like research. Let's get a lot of it. Okay. I feel like these forces together are pretty powerful. Can you visit this? No. Yeah, we can probably just get on the march toward the enemy capital. I'm used to long periods in a lot of 4X games. Once you've built an army, you often have those long periods where that army is just kind of sitting around not doing anything. But it seems like in this game you're going to want them to be active a lot more often. Which is nice. It's one of the things I really like in Endless Legend, is that the ruins and the Eclipse system give you a good reason to be running around a lot. Alright, 27 research isn't really all that impressive. It's like a ninth of a turn of research for us, but it'll do. Who can say no to free stuff? Yeah, general sector upgrading. Actually, let's get the botanical gardens done, because our happiness is starting to dip a little bit. Yeah, sure, we'll just queue up a bunch of sector upgrades. I don't think these areas have to be all that afraid of enemies. Over here, on the other hand, suppressor defense towers and improved military infrastructure do seem like a good way to go. Let's build the towers first. We might even be on the same landmass as our enemies, so we gotta be a little bit careful. Oh, and the capital. In the capital, we have the ability to queue up another Cosmite growth building. Seems like a good idea. We've received a proposal. What's up, buddy? He would like to open our borders to each other. Actually, that sounds fine. Maybe even good. So I think we want to just keep searching through his territory here. Okay, there is a shore. It's not a big deal. We have transport ships. Okay, so we can right-click during an animation to speed the move animation up. That's awfully nice. I guess like we ought to probably stay around home so that we're ready to fight random marauder armies that show up out of the darkness, since we haven't bothered to clear the marauder spawners or anything. These guys, though, this is an army that maybe is just headed out toward battle. I don't know that they're going to get there in time for it to matter, but I think that's probably what they ought to do. Right, here in Omazagal, we can't produce bikes. We could build another runner. We probably want to improve our military unit output, although the elite military facility does not immediately allow us to build anything, because we don't have any research for these guys, right? We're short one unit, aren't we? Yeah, we have a 6 and a 5. We have room for one more unit. I guess we'll just build another indentured. Rifle dudes seem fine. I do like the runners, but probably you can take great advantage of a pretty limited number of them, since you really they need to be moving forward and flanking. Okay, interplanetary sowing methods. You know what? I will research this for you. The mother node is fully grown and ready to launch the seed pod from this planet. But many suns ago we lost all contact with the symbiosis of other worlds. We have lost our bearing. Help us calculate a trajectory, so the solar winds lead us to fertile soil. You know what? As friendly as we are with the growth, it would probably be of great help to our overall campaign of survival if we were to get them onto a bunch of other planets. Oh, it looks like we can't quite attack this turn. We can knock these guys out and then start heading westward. You guys are just fighting people because it's fun. You approach a settlement. Oh, right, this is those other Kirko. Convince these people to join us. Wow, that was easy. I thought maybe we'd have to do a quest or something. Okay, free land. Free land is okay, I suppose. Oh, we should probably actually pick this research ship up. I totally intended to, and I guess I spaced on it. You know, I do that from time to time. It does happen. Okay, we can wipe these guys out pretty easily. And then... what are we trying to pick up? Like, we have expansions available. I guess it doesn't much matter. Just grab whatever. Just grab land. We're going to end up in control of this entire landmass. And our dude gained 6 more points. How about... operation strength is increased by 6 on operations that target sectors with this hero. That's fine. So we'll pick this up in case we end up fighting any more Devar tanks or anything. Okay, there's another growth here. So where are we at with the growth, anyway? Let's get on a little bit of diplomacy. Also, we should probably talk to Mikhail. Would we maybe with the Alliance? What do you think? Okay, he's down. We can call upon him for aid in wars. He will probably just not help us. And honestly, now that we know the locations of everybody, even if he did help us, I'm not sure how useful that would be. Like, even if he did declare with us, I'm not sure that he could provide any real support. So probably we end up moving over to here via land, and then just fly across the strait real fast. Okay, yes, this is a very safe battle. We should not have to manual that. Ooh, an Inferno handgun. Charred. Chance to apply the Charred to non-ethereal, non-mineral, non-mechanical units. And also a liquid crystal guy. Sure. I'll take that reward. Oh, right. The whole reason I went into the diplomacy menu was so that I could look at where we were with the growth, and then I got distracted. 35 more favor required to get to the next state. We can speed this up a little bit by buying some more cool units from them. I do like the flowering node. Let's get another one. And then what do I... This guy could... I guess this guy can come over here and just join up. We have a slot left in that army. You have a new sector, and it doesn't have anything particularly special in it, so exploit it in this way. Sure, we could produce more influence, I suppose. Just queue up a bunch of stuff. None of this really matters, unfortunately. Again, because of the fact that our objectives are pretty short term. You guys merge up. And then, I don't know, go fight somebody or something. It's gonna take forever for these dudes to get to a place where they can do anything meaningful. We can have these Kirko join up with us. I suppose that's something. And then this guy is actually no longer needed. So you can go just pick up some garbage. Congratulations, you're the janitor. Wow, that really was garbage. I don't know. Let's just queue up a bunch of stuff here. Actually, is there a, okay, we can use energy to buy stuff out. That does make it a little bit more useful. What I was going to say is there like an auto-governor, maybe? Looks like no. Yeah, just build stuff. Just kind of throw everything in the queue. Okay. Because we're not really benefiting from manual operation there. There are no difficult decisions to make, which means we could just let the AI slowly build everything and it would be okay. Just continually be priming vision. I don't know what else we could really use these points for that would be worthwhile. Oh, domain invasion. How dare they? Apparently... Oh, yes. Yes, I did do a thing. Thank you. I will take that reward. My reputation was changed. I wonder what makes a player disreputable. Just like attacking minor forces and, I don't know, breaking trade deals or something. You could just come up here and cover. I mean, I don't think we're in any particular danger. I don't know if it's possible. Yeah, I don't know if these guys can actually do anything to us that I would care about. Possible that they cannot. Alright, let's knock some enemies out real fast. So what is this over here? Fully restores all move points of visiting units. Oh, that's cool. Unfortunately, we can't quite make it in there this turn. And this gives... Okay, a cryomedical facility and industry and stuff. That's a fine expansion. We will not be ready to expand to it anytime soon. Guy has 6 more skill points. Well... Yeah, he already has light unit commander. Him being unflankable actually would be really nice. He tends to get in on the enemies. And then Echo the Hive Mind also is totally, potentially relevant. It feels like a lot of the time you're going to sort of build your dudes according to templates. So probably a lot of this, a lot of the upgrading could be automated. What is the problem here? You turn this settlement into a colony, I suppose. Yeah, sure. And these guys really don't have a ton to do. They can just go out and fight people. It does not seem like we're going to get into a lot of trouble over here. I suppose, actually, it might be worthwhile... to run the threat spawner detector. Just go to wherever the nearest threat is. So, operations, native threat locator, launch from here. Okay, that's not very close. But it gives us a direction. Something to do that might actually have some positive benefit. And then we should probably reprime all this stuff. Ask these people to join us. And then turn this settlement into a colony. Why not? Even more land. There's an Imperial War Monument. Adds 2 approval. Yeah, we could do that. Boy, we really don't need even more units. Is there a way to... Yeah, put them in guard mode. There we go. I don't need that guy asking for orders every turn. Okay, just put everything that you can build in the queue. At this point, we know what our goals are. So it looks like we're only a few turns away from being able to start pushing on Secto. Totally forgot what his name was for a minute there. We are adored by the Kirko. There are no other Kirko players in the game whose opinion we actually care about, so that doesn't really do a ton. Our popular support for our war is slowly dwindling. Oh well. Something tells me we'll be okay. Mikhail sent a message. What could it possibly be? Nothing. It turns out it was nothing. So we wanna come across pretty much right here. Yeah, I guess we just get in the water. I'm gonna walk on this and get my extra movement points so that I can get into the water this turn. Amazing. What a powerful landmark. Oh, does it not work? Ah, it only works every couple of turns. These guys do not get to get in the water this turn. What a shame. You could probably just be in guard mode. You guys could come up here and blow stuff up. Yeah. Alright, unfortunately, it turns out that we're never going to need this army. So these guys probably could also be put into guard mode. But why don't we finish knocking out the enemies around here first. And then at this point, like, this thing doesn't really... I'm just going to start putting settlements on resource production, just that we don't have to worry about them. Because I think we're pretty close to the end of the scenario here. Okay, there's a deploy monitor operation ready. I don't know that I care too much anymore. Not allowed to launch it from a tile that has a unit in it. Okay. I don't really care about that spore cloud, it turns out. Yeah, I really wish that the edges of your movement area looked more different from the edges of the regions. Alright, we have a bunch of ops ready to launch and whatever, but honestly, like... Well, hold on. I guess we should finish what we sent these guys out to do, although I don't 100% remember what it was anymore. Okay, here's the spawner. I think we should be able to mess these guys up. Is there a button here? There we go. Yeah, you probably don't need to ask me this again. If I go out of my way to find the end turn button, I probably meant it. Alright, no more hostiles. These seed pod guys are pretty cool. Ooh, an Inferno launcher. Fires an RPG that deals damage in a 1 hex radius. That we might get some immediate use out of. Also, we got a hopper hound. Cool. Go into guard mode forever, right here on this space. We did finish researching these guys, but we're probably not actually ever going to build one of them. Ooh, the Harbinger. That sounds fun. We might make a Harbinger. The game might be over by the time we can make a Harbinger. Alright, who else? We don't care about that. I accept your quest as I accept all of your quests. You guys may as well grab this stuff. Ooh, create a Tyrant Gauntlet. And then we could do a little bit of refiguring of our guys here. Like we could take this Inferno launcher instead of that thing which we're almost certainly never going to use. And we have a punchy hero who did not get to equip the Tyrant Gauntlet. We can fix that. And then in the secondary slot, I mean, a gun. It's a good idea for you to have some ranged attack. Alright, kill dudes. What should be built with them? A central reactor core sounds pretty great, I guess. We can just keep annexing everything over here with these guys. Sewage tanks for the growth. Make it happen. Why is it even asking me for a production set for those guys? They have a thing set that I would love for them to just keep doing. So is it going to ask me every turn about the cities that are set to just make resources? Because the whole reason I put them on that was that they would stop asking for orders. Alright, we're just gonna go ahead and end the turn then. So when you dismiss a notification, it doesn't actually dismiss some types of notifications. There were ones there that we dismissed and they just popped right back up. It just like moves it to the back of the line instead. Yeah, see, They clicked there like that was a movement border. It's not that they're not different, it's just that they're not different enough, especially, you know, I'm just looking at them, I'm glancing at them quickly while already trying to make the next decision. We have a domain invasion. We can negotiate with Zerai. I don't really care to negotiate with Zerai. So apparently we saw a Zerai unit very briefly. Oh no, sorry, very briefly. There she is. We found her. If we lost a Mazagal, it would not matter at all, so I don't care. I guess that this army can go over there and fight them. But yeah, it's definitely not actually important to our mission. Can a Mazagal's garrison stand up to the savage brutality of Zerai's forces? Can Tk'Nor's commando navy infiltrate the stronghold of the nefarious Secto? Did SB poorly estimate how long some battles would take, resulting in a 2-hour video that he then had to find a smooth way to break in half? Yes, that is what happened. Tune in tomorrow to find out, Space Cadets!